We've got some really bad news for Rav4 owners and Toyota fans. With all the new reports coming out and owner complaints, it seems like the glory days of the Rav4 are over. Even the CEO is apologizing for what they did. You see, while the Rav4 has legions of loyal owners who swear by their trusty wheels, but what happens when the company just pulls the rug off their feet? That's right, folks, lots of new and downright annoying issues have been causing some serious headaches for Rav4 owners. I know, you're probably dying just to know what the heck is going on, right? So let's dive into it. What is exactly happening? Well, in short, the Toyota Rav4 is not quite the reliability juggernaut we all thought it was. According to the latest Car Buyer's 2023 Driver Power Survey, the mighty Rav4 has slipped from its lofty 11th place finish in 2022. And you'll never guess where it is at now, all the way down to 30th spot out of the top 75 cars. Yeah, the once untouchable compact crossover SUV is starting to show a few cracks in its armor. And the folks over at JD Power, they've given it a reliability score of 76 out of 100, which they're categorizing as just plain old average. That's gotta sting a little. So what's the deal? Why is the once mighty Rav4 starting to lose its shine? Well, it all started happening after Toyota gave the Rav4 an overhaul in 2022, trying to keep it competitive in the ever-crowded compact crossover market. But what are the problems exactly, and how does it affect you? Hybrid model concern. Now, I know this thing has a reputation for being one of the most reliable rides out there, but it looks like even the best of them can have a few skeletons in the closet. First up, let's talk about those pesky high-voltage cables. Yeah, you heard that right. Some owners have reported some serious corrosion issues with these bad boys. And let me tell you, that's not just a minor annoyance. We're talking about electrical failures and even compromised hybrid system performance. It all comes down to the location of that pesky connector used to link the cable up to the motor for the rear wheel. It turns out this spot is basically a magnet for dirt, moisture, and all sorts of gunk. And get this, the circuit needs to be completely separated from the rest of the car to work properly. But even with that separation, the darn thing just keeps accumulating calcium and grime, leading to some serious rust issues. Toyota tried to address this by giving the component an update, but let me tell you, it didn't quite live up to expectations. After taking a closer look at a bunch of these cars, the conclusion was clear. The new design just didn't cut it. The corrosion problem is still very much alive and kicking, with that calcium and grime buildup continuing to plague the system and rust popping up in all the wrong places. So while the Rav4 might be a popular choice in the compact crossover SUV market, it seems Toyota still has some work to do when it comes to tackling this stubborn corrosion issue. It's like that old saying goes, you can't put lipstick on a pig. And let's not forget about that continuously variable transmission. While it might be a common feature in hybrids, the Rav4 CVT has definitely earned a reputation for being a little on the noisy side, especially during those spirited acceleration runs. I mean, come on, who wants to feel like they're driving a jet engine, am I right? It's enough to make even the most die-hard Toyota fans cringe. But that's not all. Apparently some folks are having trouble keeping track of their fuel levels thanks to a tricky fuel tank gauge. I mean, talk about a real head-scratcher. Running out of gas in your trusty Rav4 hybrid? That's just adding insult to injury, am I right? But the problems don't stop there, my friends. Owners have reported oil leaks from the oil pan, which can lead to all sorts of engine problems if left unchecked. And let's not forget about those pesky hybrid system warnings, especially in colder climates. Yeah, you heard that right. These warnings can pop up out of nowhere, leaving drivers feeling a little, well, uneasy. But I know that most of you are wondering, is it a big deal? Well, it seems like the check engine light on the Rav4 hybrid is just as unpredictable as a toddler on a sugar high. Owners have been reporting that this little bugger just loves to light up, often without any clear reason. And let me tell you, that's enough to drive anyone crazy. I mean, is it a minor sensor issue or a full-blown engine problem? Who knows? All you can do is take it in for a diagnostic check and hope for the best. And let's talk about the biggie, that high-voltage battery. Yeah, you heard that right, the very heart and soul of this beast aren't exactly invincible. It turns out some owners have been reporting issues with the battery's performance, especially after a couple of years on the road. And we're not talking about a small dip in efficiency here, folks. We're talking full-on head-scratching performance drops that'll have you wondering if you've got a lemon on your hands. I mean, come on, these batteries are supposed to last for up to 10 years or 150,000 miles with proper care, right? But no, some drivers are already seeing their fuel economy and overall power take a nosedive. Talk about a major bummer for all you hybrid enthusiasts out there. Rav4 hybrid owners have been dealing with everything from coolant loss to straight-up overheating. It turns out these issues can stem from faulty water pumps or even leaky radiator hoses, and in some cases they even spotted that dreaded coolant crystallization around the hose connections. And if all of this is not enough to raise your eyebrows, let's shift gears a bit. Let's dig deeper and dissect all the issues. Safety concerns. First and foremost, we've got the airbag deployment issue. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has issued a recall on the Rav4 due to a defect in the occupant detection system. This means the airbags might not deploy when they're supposed to, or they could even go off unexpectedly. Talk about a recipe for disaster. Customers have also been reporting some truly hair-raising incidents, like one driver who said the airbags didn't activate at all after a major collision. Can you imagine the sheer terror of being in a crash and having your safety systems fail you like that? It's enough to make your palms sweat just thinking about it. And then there is the issue with electrical failures, including complete loss of power while driving. Imagine cruising along the highway and suddenly losing all juice. No lights, no power steering, no brakes. That's a terrifying scenario just waiting to happen, and it's exactly what some Rav4 owners have had to deal with. And speaking of brakes, that's another major concern. Customers have complained about the brakes failing to respond properly, causing jerky motions and a total lack of stopping power. One driver even said their Rav4 slipped right into an intersection due to a brake failure, despite taking it in for repairs. What was their response? Now, you'd think with all these safety recalls and issues, Toyota would be quick to address them, right? Well, wrong. Customers are feeling seriously let down by the lack of communication and action from the company. They're questioning the quality control process and even vowing to steer clear of the Toyota brand in the future. It's a real shame too, because the Rav4 has long been known for its reliability and safety features. But now all of that trust and goodwill has been shattered, and Toyota's got a major uphill battle ahead to win back the confidence of its loyal customers. But that's not all. In October 2020, the folks at Toyota's US branch had an inkling something was up way back. And in Canada, they were quick to jump on it, issuing a prompt to dealers to keep an eye out for the pesky corrosion and replace any damaged cables. So if you're still covered under the warranty and a dealer spots the corrosion, Toyota will foot the bill and fix that cable for you. The catch? Your Rav4 has to be younger than 3 years old and have fewer than 60,000 kilometers. That's around 37,000 miles on the odometer. After that, you're on your own, my friend. And let me tell you, replacing that component is no small potatoes. We're talking a cool $4,500 plus labor costs. In some cases, that total tab can even top $6,000. Now, the Automobile Protection Association has been flooded with complaints about this, and some folks are arguing that that kind of dough, you can practically buy a whole new engine from other manufacturers. It's like Toyota's trying to pull a fast one, but the savvy car owners of the world aren't having it. They're calling out this corrosion issue left and right, demanding the automaker step up and take responsibility. After all, if you're shelling out for a Toyota, you'd expect a little more reliability, right? So it's not a surprise that Rav4 owners are showing frustration with their cars. Sure, the company has stepped up and offered warranty coverage for a lot of the repairs, but let me tell you, that's not exactly making up for the headaches these folks are dealing with. First off, the communication with the dealership service department has been, well, let's just say it's been a bit lacking. Customers are constantly in the dark about the status of their repairs and what's coming next. And good luck trying to get in touch with a service manager to hash out the ongoing issues. It's like they've all gone off the grid. Then there's the feeling that the dealerships aren't really taking the problem seriously or providing any real solutions. It's like they're just going through the motions, and customers are left feeling frustrated and unsatisfied, even with the warranty support. But that's not all. Some owners have tried to cut their losses and trade in their problematic Rav4, only to be slapped with some pretty dismal offers. And let's be real here, when you buy a Toyota, you expect reliability, good resale value and quality. And these customers are feeling seriously let down. It's like the trusted old friend you grew up with has suddenly turned into a total flake. But is this happening to other models? Well, let's break it down. Right now, several Toyota models are experiencing some serious reliability hiccups, including the Corolla, Camry, Tacoma, and Highlander. That's a trend no one wants to see, especially if you've got your eye on one of those shiny rides. And starting with the Toyota Corolla, we find that the 2023 and 2024 editions aren't exactly winning awards for smooth rides. Owners are sounding the alarm over automatic transmission troubles, which often include frustrating delayed shifts and that infamous slipping between gears. One owner had to deal with a failed transmission just a month into ownership, leading to those dreaded dealership visits that felt like endless trips to the dentist. Repair bills for transmission issues can hit anywhere between $1,200 and a whopping $3,000, depending on whether you need a rebuild or a full-on replacement. And then there is the pesky check engine light issue, just like the Rav4. It seems that many drivers are frequently getting this unwelcome reminder due to faults in the evaporative emission control system. Oddly, the culprits could be something as simple as a loose gas cap, a faulty purge valve, or a charcoal canister playing hard to get. On top of that, some of the newer Corolla models, specifically the 2022 and 23 versions, are accused of guzzling oil way too much. This excessive oil thirst can lead to major engine issues, if not nipped in the bud. Some drivers report having to add oil every few hundred miles. That's a red flag you don't want to ignore if you're aiming for long-term engine health. And then there are the electrical and infotainment headaches that several 2023 Corollas are grappling with. Owners have raised concerns over glitches in the navigation system, intermittent Bluetooth connectivity, and problems with dashboard displays that make driving feel more like an obstacle course. For example, one frustrated 2023 Corolla owner noted that their infotainment screen would buffer and go black at random moments. Talk about a distraction on the road. And it's not just Corolla models feeling unreliable these days. The Toyota Camry, the 2023 and 24 models, are also not shining bright under the reliability radar. These cars have been reporting their own set of automatic transmission and electrical system issues. Owners, particularly those with higher mileage cars, are raising their hands to signal shifting problems that just won't quit. According to J.D. Power's latest 2024 Vehicle Dependability Study, the Camry's reliability score has taken a dive, landing at 76 out of 100 from a score of 92 just a few years ago. And if that's not enough, complaints about electrical failures, dashboard warning lights going haywire, and infotainment glitches are also on the rise, making folks question if the reliability they've come to expect is slipping away. But what about the Toyota Tacoma? This model is known for being tough as nails, but now faces some scrutiny over automatic transmission problems, particularly in those 2022 and 23 editions. Owners have reported experiences like rough shifting and premature transmission failures that sound like a nightmare in the making, with repair costs potentially climbing over $3,500 depending on how bad the damage is. It's a worrisome situation. And then there is the Toyota Highlander. It's also on the reliability watch list, particularly concerning its hybrid system and electrical components. Recent reports from 2023 Highlander owners spotlight issues with hybrid battery performance and other electronic hiccups, which feels all too familiar if you heard the Rav4 stories. Some drivers have pointed out problems with the hybrid system that not only toast their fuel efficiency, but also triggers unnecessary warning lights. Frustration levels are at an all-time high, with potential repair costs ranging from $1,000 to $4,000 depending on what needs fixing. So what are the long-term implications? Well, Toyota has long been the gold standard when it comes to reliability and safety, but with all these recent hiccups, from airbag deployment failures to electrical glitches and hybrid system malfunctions, that rock-solid reputation is starting to crumble. Customers who once saw Toyota as a dependable choice are now second-guessing their loyalty, and that's not a good look. And it's not just the customers either. The media coverage of these issues is really amplifying the concerns, and you can bet potential buyers are taking notice. As the stories of disgruntled owners and high-profile recalls start circulating, people are going to think twice before pulling the trigger on a Rav4 or any other Toyota model. This negative perception can linger for years, and that's the last thing that the company needs. And those pesky recall costs? You know, the ones that really put a dent in Toyota's bank account. These safety concerns and reliability issues ain't no joke, my friend. We're talking about recalls, repairs, and warranty claims that could have those profits plummeting faster than a stock car on a downhill stretch. And let's not forget about the potential legal landmines they've got to watch out for. If those customers start suing up a storm, Toyota could be facing some major financial penalties. And you can bet your bottom dollar that if they're found to have been negligent in addressing known problems, the lawyers are going to be lining up like vultures at a roadkill buffet. But the implications go even deeper, digging into Toyota's bottom line. If consumer confidence keeps taking a nosedive, you can bet the sales of the RAV4 are gonna start sliding. And that's a big problem considering the RAV4 has traditionally been one of Toyota's cash cows. A drop in sales could mean a serious loss of market share, and that opens a door for the competition to swoop in and steal the spotlight. Brands like Honda, Ford and Subaru are probably watching like hawks right now, just waiting to scoop up all the dissatisfied RAV4 owners. They'll be more than happy to offer up their own compact SUV alternatives, and with Toyota's tarnished reputation, some customers might just be willing to give them a shot. But are they better? Well, let's dissect this, starting with the Subaru Forester. As the Toyota RAV4 challenges with reliability and customer dissatisfaction, another compact SUV has emerged as a strong contender in the market, the Subaru Forester. While the RAV4 has long been a popular choice, the Forester has some serious tricks up its sleeve, and it's not messing around. First off, let's talk about the Forester's secret weapon, its standard all-wheel drive system. Unlike the RAV4, which makes you pay extra for that sweet sticky traction, the Forester comes equipped with Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive as standard across the entire lineup. So whether you're navigating snowy passes or tackling some gnarly off-road trails, the Forester's got your back, no questions asked. But the Forester isn't just about brawn, it's also got brains. This SUV boasts a spacious interior and a generous cargo hold, making it the perfect companion for families and outdoor enthusiasts alike. Need to haul some gear for your next adventure? No problem. Just fold down those rear seats and watch the storage space expand like a magician's top hat. And let's not forget about safety, folks. The Forester is packing some serious safety tech, with features like Subaru's EyeSight driver assist technology, which includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist and pre-collision braking. It's like having your own personal bodyguard behind the wheel, making sure you and your loved ones arrive at your destination in one piece. Now I know what you're thinking, the RAV4 is still a pretty darn good compact SUV, and you're right, it is. It's got a wider range of trim levels, including that fuel-sipping hybrid option, and it's got a stronger brand reputation, especially in the US. But the Forester ain't no slouch, and it's given the RAV4 a serious run for its money. And the best part? The Subaru Forester starts at $27,095 and can reach up to about $40,178, which is really close to the RAV4's pricing, which begins at $28,675 and can go up to $38,295 for higher trims. But the Forester positions itself as a value-orientated choice, especially for those needing rugged capability, whereas the RAV4 may attract buyers looking for a stylish and versatile SUV with more premium features. So ultimately the choice is yours, but enough about Subaru, because I know most of you are eager for the comparison of the RAV4 to its notorious rival, Mazda CX-5. Now, let me tell you, the CX-5 is no slouch when it comes to style. If the Subaru Forester is the value-orientated option, this baby is the king of the other end of the spectrum. It's got an interior that'll make your eyes pop and your heart skip a beat. We're talking high-end materials, a modern design, and an infotainment system that's as user-friendly as they come. Heck, it's practically a luxury vehicle in disguise. Meanwhile, the RAV4 is somewhere in between these two. It looks good, but it's not exactly winning any beauty pageants. It just gets the job done, and when it comes to that wow factor, the CX-5 is the clear winner. It's like driving a work of art, folks. But the CX-5 isn't all about looks, it's got the performance chops to back it up too. This compact SUV handles like a dream, with precise steering and a suspension that keeps it planted even on the twistiest of roads. And if you really want to have some fun, the available turbocharged engine will give you a burst of power that'll leave the RAV4 in the dust. And of course, safety is a top priority for both vehicles, and the CX-5 more than holds its own. With Mazda's iActive Sense tech, you've got all the latest safety features, from adaptive cruise control to blind spot monitoring, so you can rest easy knowing that your ride is as safe as it is stylish. Now I know what you're thinking, the CX-5 must have some drawbacks, right? Well, you're not wrong. While it's got that killer style and performance, the cargo space is ever so slightly less than the RAV4. And if you're looking for a roomy backseat, the CX-5 might leave you feeling a little cramped. But let's be real, folks, when you've got a ride as sweet as the CX-5, a little less cargo room or backseat space is a small price to pay. And the money it costs is similar to a RAV4. It starts at approximately $29,300 and can range up to $42,020, depending on the trim and options chosen. And when comparing the reliability scores of the 2024 Mazda CX-5 and the 2024 Rav4, the CX-5 comes out on top with a predicted reliability rating of 82 out of 100, according to JD Power. In contrast, the Rav4 holds a reliability score of 76. But let's move on to the next one in line. Honda CR-V. Now, the CR-V has long been a fan favorite in the SUV world, and it's easy to see why. This baby's got a cabin that's as roomy as a 5-star hotel suite. I'm talking ample legroom for both the front and rear passengers, so even your tallest friends can stretch out in comfort. And the cargo space? Forget about it, we're talking up to 75.8 cubic feet when you fold down those rear seats. Perfect for all your outdoor adventures or family road trips. But the CR-V isn't just about practicality, folks. It's also about some serious performance chops under the hood. That turbocharged 1.5-litre 4-cylinder engine provides a nice balance of power and fuel efficiency, so you can have your cake and eat it too. And let me tell you, the handling is as smooth as a freshly paved highway. No more white-knuckle driving, my friends. It is like the Mazda CX-5 on steroids. Plus, the CR-V has a reputation for lower ownership costs and fewer reported issues than the Rav4. And that comprehensive Honda sensing suite? It's just a step above the safety tech you'll find in the Toyota. On top of all of this, the CR-V's hybrid variant offers a more refined driving experience compared to the Rav4 hybrid. And the 2024 Honda CR-V is approximately $29,500 to $38,010, depending on the configuration and options selected, which is almost the same as the Rav4. So the question is, which car is the winner? I'll leave it to you to tell us in the comments. But before making any decisions, you need to look at all the new cars that are coming out next year. But since we already made a video on 7 of the most important ones, check out that video next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.